Hello, my name is Muhammad Aiman Zikry bin Muhammad Zaidie, and today I will present about the company background. The company that I have choose for the assignment is Asia. Asia, when we talk about Asia, we know that Asia is an airlines company that provide a low cost fare. So let's start. Asia was established in 1993 and began the first operation in 1966. At first, Asia was founded by a government-owned conglomerate company, which is DRB Highcom. DRB Highcom is one of the company that involved in automotive manufacturing, assembly and distribution industry in Malaysia. At that time, Asia, which is under the DRB Highcom management, was not going well and they stopped operating. But in 2001, a business partner, Tony Fernandez, which is an executive at Time Warner, and Kamarudin Meranon, which is the CEO of a Tune Group, has bought the airlines. The interesting part during this buying and selling process, the Asia has been sold for only 1 ringgit for the business partner. But then, on the other hand, they need to be responsible of the company debt that has been held by the Asia, which is around 40 million. At the beginning, Asia was struggling in order to build out the name, but with the new management, new lineup and the new concept that has been implemented in 2002, Asia was successful to gain their first own profit, and from that time, they keep improving from time to time. Some of the improvement that has been made by Asia that give a big impact to them is they began to launch a new route which is based in Kuala Lumpur in order to compete with the airline company in Malaysia at that time, which is Mas Airline. Apart from that, Asia also have opened a lot of subsidiary company around the ASEAN, which is known the Asia X. Okay, next is vision and mission of the Asia company. Starting with the vision, Asia vision is to be the largest low-cost airlines in Asia and serving the 3 billion people who are currently undeserved with poor connectivity and high fare. We could see nowadays there are many people are able to have a flight using the Asia services due to the low cost fare that has been provided by them. Moving on to the Asia mission. Firstly, Asia mission is want to be the best company to work for, whereby the employees are treated as a part of a big family. Referring to this, they always maintain the employees' welfare. Other than that, the employees also were given some privilege if they want to have a flight by Asia. Next, Asia mission is want to create a globally recognized ASEAN brand. From this, we could see the establishment of the subsidiary companies, which is known the Asia X around the Asia, is one of the way in order to achieve these missions. Thirdly, Asia mission is want to attain the lowest cost so everyone can fly with Asia. We could say that this mission has already accomplished by the Asia. This is because we all know that Asia is one of the best company in the world that's provided a low cost fare to their customer. Lastly, Asia mission is want to maintain the highest quality product, embracing the technology to reduce costs and enhancing the services levels. Asia keep on improving to give the best services to their customer, not only in flight services but from the making of the booking flight until the customer reach the destination. Along with the Asia operations until now, Asia has done a lot of things and improvement in order to be the best airlines company not only in Malaysia but in the world. Due to all of that effort that has been made, Asia had received a lot of awards and achievements. Here is the list of the some latest awards that have been received by Asia, which based on the various aspects such as human resources, employee welfare, and customer services. Some of the best awards that Asia receives is World Best Low Cost Airlines at the Skytrax World Airline Awards 2019 for 11 times in a row, and Asia Leading Low Cost Airlines at the World Travel Awards for the 8th consecutive year.
Problem faced by Asia. First, financial problem. COVID-19 had a hard impact on the aviation industry. Malaysia aviation industry has lost a significant amount of RM30 billion, and it includes a loss of RM10.9 billion from Malaysia-based airline. Asia recorded their quarterly net worth at the first quarter that ended March 30. The net loss was RM803.55 million, while for the second quarter that ending June 13, the net loss was RM992.89 million. For the net profit was recorded RM70.34 million in the same quarter last year. The group revenue declined 95% quarter on quarter from RM2.31 billion to RM118.96 million due to the declining air travel demand. Next, revenue fell 96% year on year due to airline revenue declining 98% year on year. This indicates the airline's revenue affected by a refund of RM16 million but less effect. Non-airline revenue decreased 55% year on year, while cargo and logistic operation group revenue increased 42% because the group supported medical aid and critical supply during quarter due to COVID-19. Next, operating costs related airline has reduced 72% due to tight cost control, while personnel costs also be reduced 38% by number of employees and rate cut. Then, Tony Fernandez also sell 10% of his stake for rising fund to ensure airline remain viable, and he and his co-founder Kamaude Melanum also agreed not to take salary and decide to defer bonus, salary increase and incentive. For the second problem faced by AirAsia is workforce. AirAsia has laid off 10% of their employees for the survival of company. It may be planning a new round of layoff of hundreds of its employees for the survival of company. AirAsia also expected to operate on a small scale and do its best to save some of its laid-off staff. According to AirAsia Berhad Chief Executive Officer Ahmad, the layoff will involve 111 employees from 1,900 cabin crew, 172 pilots and 50 engineers. AirAsia also provide compensation for their survive. The compensation can help them survive before they can find other jobs. Then, 500 AirAsia employees be trained and give different workspace. This effort to prevent more staff layoff. Next, for the last problem faced by AirAsia is customers. Customers have suffered lost their flight ticket due to the cancel and delay flight because of MCO. People usually make their travel plan earlier than the date. Because of that, customers made a complaint to get their refund for the flight ticket. However, AirAsia has offered two options, which is unlimited flight change and transfer their flight ticket to a credit account. For unlimited flight change, customers can change their flight ticket to new travel date for the same route without at any cost. They can only make unlimited flight change before 31 March 2021. While for the transfer flight ticket to a credit account, it can be done by maintaining the booking value in the AirAsia Big member account of the guest. And it can be redeemed within 2 years from the date of issue. However, There are still some of customers who want their money, and Asian management need to consider the record of customers want their money. And this process will take a long time because too many requests. But 80% of customers have received their refund according to the two options, and this show a positive reaction in Asia's effort to ensure its customers receive compensation that will benefit both parties.
Hi, for my part, I will talk about what AirAsia can do to survive in COVID-19. First, planning and strategy. Planning. AirAsia must comply with the standard operation procedure that had been implemented by the government, which are strict health controls and social distancing protocol. AirAsia will never stop to always put their customer first. They also will make a right decision to ensure they can produce the best value for their air travel experience. Strategy. The current COVID-19 pandemic causing a risky threat to airline and hard to fix it. The only thing that will change customer perception is about the brand, and the weaker one may not survive in this crisis. Based on AirAsia criteria, the airline is well rated to survive from the COVID-19 pandemic. Secondly, fundamental of planning. Mission statement. In this COVID-19 crisis, airlines really struggle to recover their lost demand, but this does not reduce their spirit to become the low-cost airline. They still provide more value deals for domestic flights. New mission statement for AirAsia to ensure that customers will arrive at their destination safely and in good health. Vision statement. Tony Fernandez announced plans to turn AirAsia into a fully digital airline. The current crisis causing the airline to persevere with this vision, and new identity has been announced with its Asian Super App. This platform aims to provide a simple, faster, and highly conducive user experience for customers. Value statement. Tony Fernandez said, "Never waste a crisis." He also reminds AirAsia staff to leverage their media ecosystem. While the aviation sector is competing with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, AirAsia's new value statement is they will play an essential role in efforts to integrate airline travel and build a lifestyle ecosystem. Thirdly, goals and plans. Long-term goals. AirAsia is confident they can rise again to a profitable position in 2021. Even though they know the threat of resurgence in COVID-19 pandemic is sweeping down the aviation sector. Short-term goals. In COVID-19 pandemic, it is better for them to find any partnership or make collaboration with others organizations. Therefore, they can continue to provide excellent service to their customers. Types of plan. There are two types of plan, which is standing plan and single-use plan. For standing plan, first, policy. During COVID-19 pandemic, airlines receive a lot of volume requests than usual. AirAsia will prioritize those with immediate flight departure need first to ensure the safety and well-being of guests and staff. Second, procedure. AirAsia is committed to practice health and hygiene procedures on their aircraft and increase the precautions to ensure their customer travel safely with them. Therefore, it will increase customer confidence to continue using AirAsia login services. As a result, it can increase profit for AirAsia. Third, rule. AirAsia will comply with the standard operation procedure such as temperature checks. All foods are produced and packaged hygienically, and all staff needs to wearing protective equipment. For single-use plan, first program. AirAsia will collaborate with Penang Global Tourism to ensure customer priority can be pursued. Second, project. AirAsia is now focusing on developing digital and other non-airline businesses. COVID-19 crisis give AirAsia opportunity to fast-track its super app project. Lastly, smart goals. First, specific. Goals should be stated in specific rather than vague terms. AirAsia still provide flight services but are limited to those in need only. For example, students in Peninsular Malaysia who want to return to their hometown in Sabah or Sarawak. Second, Measurable. Goals should be quantifiable to see how far the goals have been achieved. Malaysian government give permission for airlines to allowing interstate and inter-district travel within the country beginning of December 2020. Third, attainable. Goals should be challenging so as to challenge people to meet high standards. AirAsia takes advantage of this current crisis to rise again so they can ensure excellent services can be provided. Fourth, result-oriented. Only a few goals should be chosen and make sure it can support the organization vision. AirAsia will turn into a fully digital airline. This is one of the ways to recover the economy after suffering huge losses. Fifth, target dates. Goals should be set a deadline when it is to be achieved. AirAsia predicts adequate liquidity by 2021, whereby they expect an increase in AirAsia demand amidst the formation of travel bubbles and green stripes.
Hello Doctor, my name is Khairul Aiman Lim bin Khalil Idham Lim, no metric 277582. Now I am going to continue our group presentation for suggestion part, and I am going to explain the three types of strategy that AirAsia should implement in order to recover from the pandemic and also to overcome the problems that may occur in the future, and also for the past problem that they may have not solved yet. So first of all, the three types of strategy that we suggest for AirAsia to implement are: the first one is the grand strategy that focuses on the organizations as a whole, and the second one is the functional level strategy that focuses on individual business units or product service lines, and the third one is the business level strategy that applies to the key functional departments or units within the business units. So AirAsia need to take into consideration of implementing either one of these strategy, especially the grand strategy, for them to recover from the pandemic. And not only that, they can also create a great profit in the long run if they implement the strategy greatly for the organization. So in order for AirAsia to create the strategy that we just talked just now, they need to go through a process that is called as the strategic management process, in which there are 5 steps in this process. The first one is establishing the mission, vision and value statement. The second one is by assessing the current reality. The third one is formulating a corporate, business and functional strategies. The fourth one is executing the strategies, and the fifth one is maintaining the strategic control. So the first one is establishing the mission, vision and value statement. As we all know, AirAsia is an already established organization for a long time, so they already have their own mission, vision and value statement. We are suggesting that they doesn't need to create a new vision, mission and value statement, but instead create a new plan or strategy that can align with their mission, vision and value statement, so that they doesn't face any backlash from their loyal customer and doesn't need to go through a phase where they are facing backlash from the community. The second step is by assessing the current reality. In order for AirAsia to do this step, AirAsia need to go through a process which is called as the environmental scanning. Environmental scanning is the process of gathering information about the events and their relationships with an organization's internal and external environment. So there are tools that can be used for environmental scanning, and we are suggesting that AirAsia use the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a tool that can detect their strength, weakness, opportunity and threats towards their company. Keeping in mind, AirAsia should use these tools so that they can formulate a strategy based on their analysis that they get from these tools. Step 3 is formulating corporate, business and functional strategies. The first one is the growth strategy. Basically, Asia need to expand on their line of product and services or improve on their existing product and services for their customer. The tools that can be used for this is the BCG matrix, which detects their brand positioning in the market and also which product or services that bring them the most profit or the least profitable of them. The second one is the defensive strategy. Basically, the defensive strategy is for Asia to do a retrenchment towards their workforce and their staff so that they can reduce their expenses and increase their profit in the long run. The next step is to implement the business level strategy. So the tools that we use for this is the Porter 5 forces and also the Porter 4 competitive strategies. From our evaluation using the Porter 5 forces, we detect that the 4 strategies that can be used among them are the low cost leadership strategy to be implemented by Asia so that they can get a huge market and also provide a broader market from the customer. Step 4. Execute the strategy. So, Asia may deal with problems when they are executing the strategy. Basically, Asia must recruit the right manager and make sure the control system is aligned with the strategic plans in order to make the transition process go smoothly so that they doesn't face any problem and can overcome any problem when they are executing their strategy. Step 5. Maintaining strategic control, which is the last step. Basically, Asia must engage with the people, making it simple, stay focused on the plans and also keep moving forward for the company and improve on their product and service line for the customer and also attract new customer towards their brands.
I will continue with the improvement organizational culture, structure and strategy of Asia. First of all, we will see the organizational culture and structure. Organizational culture, it is a system of shared belief within the organization and driving the behavior of its member. Meanwhile, organizational structure, it is a system that outlines on how the activities are directed to achieve the organizational goals. Next, we will see the types of organizational culture, which is the market culture and the clan culture. Market culture, it is the competitive culture on valuing profit over than employee satisfaction. It's because the Asia are focusing the external environment and driving the competition and a strong desire to deliver result, customer and productivity and the profit, so that they can attract more people to choose the airline and providing more profit to the company. Next, we will see the clan culture. Clan culture is something like a family type organizational. It's something to do with the valuing flexibility rather than the stability. We can see the clan culture from the CEO, which is Tony Fernandez, are very close to the employee. It is many benefit while to continue this clan culture. For example, they can provide new idea and feedback from the employee, because for me the employee is most close to the passenger and more understand the customer needs rather than their leader. Then they can provide the healthy working while they're working at the airline. Next, we will going to how employees learn the culture. In the Asia, we will see theories on how the employee learn the culture, which is the hero, stories, and the written ritual. The stories and hero, of course, we can see on the CEO, which is Tony Fernandez, on beginning and start the business, which is the airline Asia. So from the written ritual, we can see on how they celebrate any celebration or activity of celebration for their employee to make them more motivation by doing their work. Next, we will see the process of culture change. The first one, we can see from the slogan and saying Asia. The slogan of Asia is "Not everyone can fly" and "World True Low Cost Champion." The second one is read and ritual. As usual, we know that ritual is activity ceremony that planned or unplanned that to motivate the employee. And the third one is stories, legend, and myth. We can see from Tony Fernandez how they decide to open Asia and develop Asia. And next, leader reaction on crisis. During, as we can see, during this pandemic COVID-19, Asia may lose more profit because they can travel and you can go out and go in the country, because our Prime Minister has limited our work movement, right? So he come with the new idea on doing new business, which is delivering food. And the last one is reward, title, promotion, and bonus. This is for your employee to give them motivate in their job, such as to appreciate their job. And for example, the leader can prize them if they doing something good in their contribution. Lastly, we will see the organizational strategy. The first one, learner's cost structure, which is Asia must build the low cost, efficiency, strong flow, and the stimulation new market. The second one is safety. Safety is really important on gaining trust from the customer or the passenger. It is because the passenger may think that the Asia very concerned about the healthy during this COVID-19. The third one is passion for guest satisfaction. For example, Asia may take a various opportunity to tweak the process customer service. Next is transparency, which is to gaining the employee trust. And meanwhile, the human capital development is based on the Tony Fernandez said that their human capital is their own employee, which is the important asset for the company. And the last strategy is to maximize shareholder value, which is Asia must make an expansion network in prudent and resilient, disciplined manner to, in exchange, Asia brand manage their investor return.
Hello, my name is Thivya Selvan and I'm going to present regarding organizational change. Let's move to the first part. In this part, there is two models. Let's see about the first model, the stage model. There is 3 stages in this model. The first one is unfreezing. As this pandemic began, all the Asia planes are grounded. This lead Asia to do some innovation which can enhance their image. In my opinion, I'll recommend Asia to turn their grounded aeroplane to a Asia restaurant or a place to hang out. The second thing about the changing, according to Asia's current situation, if they change grounded planes to a Asia restaurant, they should follow all the SOPs. So we move to the third step, which is refreezing. When the grounded plane stage into the Asia restaurant, they should adapt and work as the chef, cook, or food deliverer. Their managers need to do some extra coaching to their employees, like sending the employees to a cooking class, baking class to enhance their skills. The next model includes 4 stages. The first one is input. In this stage, an organization began to ask why they should change. So if Asia asks this question for themselves, the answer is the pandemic. The pandemic made them to change. And the second question they need to ask is about, are they willing to change? According to AirAsia current situation, they need to make sure their employees are fully motivated to the change. The second stage is about target element of change. This target element of change is divided into few. The first one is the people. The second is organizational management, and the third one is method. So as AirAsia, they need to identify whether we're having skills in the cooking field or baking field, so they can implement their skills into our new idea, which is changing aeroplanes into an AirAsia restaurant. And the second element is about organizational arrangement. AirAsia can rearrange the organizational policies and procedures. According to the current situation, AirAsia can offer food with great deals which everyone can afford to buy. The third element is about the method. AirAsia can change their work method with the current situation.
And the third part is about output. According to AirAsia's situation, they want to help their employees who were let go during the MCO.
And the last stage is about feedback. According to AirAsia, they need to seek for feedback from the employee if this idea not give any benefits, means AirAsia need to think alternative ways to make our organizational better. Let's move to the second part. The second part is regarding the organizational development. Firstly, I'm going to present regarding the organizational process. There is 4 steps in this process. Firstly, diagnosis. AirAsia need to do the questionnaire, meeting, direct observation with their employees and also their customers to know what the problem they are facing and also their need. The second step is about intervention. As we all know, AirAsia's main problem is their all pains were counted, so they need to take any solution to overcome these problems. The third step is about the evaluation. AirAsia should measure whether the new ideas bring benefits to the employee or not by observing the airlines and airports, operators' income and behavior of their employees. And the fourth step is about the feedback. According to AirAsia, they need to get feedback from their employees and customers regarding the changing the grounded planes into the AirAsia restaurants or satisfying their customers and employees. So we move to the second part in the organizational development, which is effectiveness of organizational development. There is 3 major parts in this organizational development. The first one is the multiple intervention. AirAsia might improve their employees' skills and in other fields too, like sending them to the baking class, cooking class or a workshop regarding online selling to improve their skills in other fields too. And the second part is about management support. According to AirAsia, Tony Fernandez has been always thinking about his employees to hire them back to their work. And the third part is about goals geared to both short-term and long-term goals. So as a short-term goal, AirAsia to turn the grounded planes to the AirAsia restaurant. For the long-term goals, if the pandemic continues, AirAsia can plan to rent some of their planes to the government as a place for recovering coronavirus patients. So we move to the third part, which is the threat of change. So firstly, we're going to see regarding the causes of resistance to change. The first one is employees' characteristic. For example, AirAsia employees might feel uncomfortable to work as a waiter or as a cook. And the second causes is the change agent characteristic. AirAsia need to consent regarding picking a change agent to make sure the change agent can adapt with their employees. The third point is the change agent and employee relationship. So AirAsia need to make sure that change agent and employee having a good relationship. Okay, we move to the last section regarding the threat of change, which is the reason employee resist change. The first one is individual predisposition towards change. AirAsia should handle the employee with a good manner, so it's a positive effect and which might motivate them to try the change. And the second thing is about surprise and fear about the unknown. To avoid this happen to AirAsia employees, the management should give some announcement with their plan earlier with their employees, so the employees can prepare themselves. And the third one is regarding the climate mistrust. The management need to act fairly to their employees, so they're less likely to resist. And the fourth one is fear of failure. AirAsia need to keep motivate their employees, like doing a webinar or workshop which might enhance employees' motivation level. And the next one is peer pressure. They need to position the right person to the right work. Furthermore, the disruption of culture tradition. So AirAsia need to give full detail or information regarding their new plan to their employee to make sure the employee can prepare themselves earlier. Moreover, lack of tech or poor timing, AirAsia should take a strategy to introduce the change in the right time. And the last one is about non-reinforcing reward system, which means employee looking for some reward in return of the change. So as AirAsia, if they implement the plan changing the grounded planes into the restaurant, so they might give the employee rewards who are able to be a better cook in the AirAsia restaurant. That's all for me. Thank you.